Hello, this is a Collaborate Online instructional video on how to add new folders to the system. We are logged in here now as a system administrator and we've selected the home option from the navbar. And first of all, now we're going to go up to the new folder option here directly below the main bar at the top of the screen, clicking on new folder. The system will now ask us some additional information. As you can see here, it is pre-selected for the folder's author, Mark Smith, as we are currently logged in as that user. If we wish to, we could actually select another user from the system. It's also now going to ask us to confirm the folder's parent folder. Now, as this is a blank system, we are going to add this as a new top-level folder. However, if we had a more mature folder structure, we could drop this folder within it. It's also going to prompt us and ask if we would like to use a folder template. Now, this will be covered in a separate video. And finally, it's going to ask us to enter the name of the folder. For demonstration purposes, we will call this demo folder. We now have the opportunity to mark this folder as private. By selecting this tick box, we will actually prevent any user who has view-only permission of the folder from seeing any other user who has access to it. This is quite useful when dealing with tenders, for example, when you have some confidential information that you wish to control more closely. We now come to the notes element here. This is essentially a rich text editor which allows users to add text to the top level folder. We often see this used as a project directory or perhaps some notes on internal process and instructions for users when using the system. We'll just paste in some example content here as we proceed down the demonstration. We now come to the access control panel at the bottom of the screen. This is where we will set system permissions up for this folder. You can see within the panel here it's displaying the user's names, their email address, the company, and it's going to ask us to select the level of system permission we wish them to have, whether it be view, edit or delete. View essentially will enable users to access and download content from this folder. Edit will enable them to edit the content within it and add new content, and delete, fairly obviously, will enable them to delete content from the system. Now let's just go in here. We'll actually select all users for view. We'll select Stephen and David for edit, but we'll only give David the ability to delete content from the system. And then we'll go down to the Add New button in the bottom left and select that to add this folder. As you can see, that folder has now been being added to the system, but we're not going to stop here. We're actually going to add a subfolder to this folder, and to demonstrate that, we've selected the demonstration folder. We are within it at the moment. You can see the system permissions that we have pre-selected for this folder, but we're going to, having selected this folder, now go to new folder again to create a subfolder of it. This screen looks reasonably familiar to us now. Again, the author is selected as Mark Smith. However, when you come to the parent folder, it is selected the demonstration folder that we had pre-selected prior to adding this subfolder. It's going to ask us if we wish to use a template. Again we don't, but we're going to name this folder demo sub just for demonstration purposes, and scrolling down past the private folder option in the rich text editor, we'll actually come to the access control panel, and you can see that as we're creating a subfolder, it has inherited its system permissions from the parent folder and given us this option now to make a change should we wish. Just for demonstration purposes, we'll actually remove Mike Harris from the view on the access control panel, preventing Mike from seeing this folder. And we can simply now click on Add New, and as you can see, that folder has now been created as a subfolder of the demo folder we had previously created with its own set of system permissions. You will note that we have not included any information regarding cascading permissions down in this video. This will be covered in a separate video. This concludes our Collaborate Online instructional video. Should you require any additional support, please contact us directly.